yo, can we just be honest with ourselves, moms? Children are tiring, children are so exhausting, children are so much work. They need us to be present, to support them, to love them, to hug them, to kiss them. My children want to sit next to me. My children follow me around the house, to the toilet, to the kitchen, to the bathroom. When I sleep, they want to be on my face. Children are exhausting, and like I know you feel me, and I know you know what I know, and I know you agree with me. So before I get to the part where I'm smiling and like speaking prim and proper, I just wanted to make this clear that I feel you, and I also have those days when I'm just like, nah, I'm done. I sharp. I'm up to here, or you're up to here, or you're up to here. I don't know. I'm here. I'm somewhere. But anyway, please remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let's get into the video. Hello. Hi. Welcome. My name is Puseleto, and today I'm talking about motherhood. Yeah, motherhood. As you can see from the title, I want to talk about why it's good for us to actually spend time away from our children as parents. And the truth is that it took me a long time to be able to finally be comfortable with the idea of being away from my children for a very long time, or even for a short time. The first time I was away from both my kids, when I still had 2 kids, I had separation anxiety. I was sick. I literally cried because I had been with my children every single day of their lives, and I was just used to that kind of routine that if I'm not with one, I'm with another. I'm not with them from morning to night every day, but that time that I'm with them on an everyday basis, it affected me so much that when they were gone, I was struggling. I struggled to sleep. I struggled to even eat. So this separation anxiety from your children is a thing. It's a real thing. But when I went away last year for about 7 weeks to 2 months, I think that's when I started to learn that actually this is good for me. In the first 2 weeks, I'd say it got a little rough. In the beginning, I was very excited. I was excited to go because I was looking forward to where I was going. But then around day 4, day 5, I started to feel really bad, that mom guilt. And then by week 2, I was getting a little bit better, calling them and talking to them and feeling much better. And then by week 3, I felt so good. I was enjoying myself. I was very present. I was just there, and I was enjoying and looking forward to seeing them eventually, but not so much anxiety anymore. So one of the reasons, let's say the first actually, is that when you're away from your children, you're able to be more creative, or let me speak from personal experience, I'm able to be more creative in terms of my work. Having children doesn't really dumb you down or anything, because you still have to be creative in the way that you raise them. I mean, making their lunch, you have to be creative about the meals that they're going to eat, creative about the games you make them play, their entertainment, how you dress them up. There are things and elements, how you play with them, what you teach them. But for my personal career and my own little creativity, it just died out, and at some point I wasn't sure anymore. So it helped me to be away because it brought back that it kept my mind thinking more for me, or more for the things that I want, and less about just the kids and the space and environment for the kids. The second thing I'd say, and which is the most important for me, is my spiritual connection. Before I had children, I can tell you now, I spent so much time in the Word of God. I was always high on the Word of God. I've had friends calling me Mamfundisi in high school. I've had friends even in varsity calling me Mamuruti, or convinced that I would be married to a pastor, because I was just always high on the Word of God, and I liked sharing it, and I spent so much time reading the Bible, making notes. But since I've had 3 children, in fact with 1 I was still okay. From 2, my spiritual connection started fading away, and then now I can sadly say that I don't spend as much time reading the Word of God and dissecting it and giving myself time to understand it, and even making notes. You know, the only time I literally make notes is if I'm at church. If I'm not at church, I'm not gonna make notes at home. And so spending time away from my children allows me to reconnect with God, Even though I do pray at home and I do Bible devotional Bible app things, but I feel like it's not the same, and that's something I want to change. I don't want to make my children an excuse, even though it sounds like that now, but I don't want it to be like that forever. I know that I need to change this. And when I was away for that 7 weeks, I was already starting to get the hang of it and find my schedule and reconnection, so it helps a lot with that. Third thing I would say is that when you're away from your children, it's not always just about you, but it's actually good for them as well, for them not to always be fully dependent on mom or dad, but to also know that sometimes they're going to be away from you and they must be able to find solutions on their own or do things without you all the time. I was watching, what's this thing, I was watching Plathville, I think it's called Plathville, on TLC, and this family, they've got 8 or 9 children. When mom and dad went away for an anniversary, the children went crazy. So you know, I think you sort of want to avoid that. Kids are kids. I've done it before. When parents are away, maybe I'll just clean until the last minute that they arrive. I'll eat whatever I want, I'll dance around the house, I'll be more careless and carefree than when they are around. But it helps to know that your children get comfortable even when you're away, that when you're around they're not these holy people, because then it means that even when they're out of their home, they're different people. And that can happen, granted, but you know, it helps, it's good for them to get used to not having mom and dad or mom or dad around all the time, because it helps them to also not end up with that separation anxiety if ever you have to leave one day. Fourth thing I would say is good for you and baby, but mostly for you, is that it gives you a personal identity, and it helps you sort of remember you have your personal identity even when you spend a lot of time with your children, but it helps you remember who you really are. It just reignites that thing in you personally and that identity that you may have lost, because you can't get lost in it. And then last but not least, there's other reasons, and I'm sure you discover them along the way the more time you spend away from them, but I would say it helps you be more grateful. Again, when I was away, coming back, I was looking forward to seeing them so much, and when I saw them, they were like whole new different people. I had to learn them again. I was so grateful to have them, because they can be very exhausting. These people, they can be draining. Sometimes you just don't want, you just want to stop mothering, and like it's just up to here. That's why I did a video, if you haven't seen it, about what to do, you know, when your children are sort of driving you a little crazy. But going away is one of the things that I actually didn't mention in that video, but it helps you be so much grateful for them once you're back. Even if it's just one full night and one full day, that's enough. It can help you. As long as you have the support, I would say use it so that you can be away. That's it from me. I love you all. I am away and I am glad, and I have no mom guilt, and I'm perfectly fine, and I know that they're also perfectly fine. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Love you all so much.